Bang! Neeves Knives, I'm Jared, and today we're checking out a few new knives from QSP. One being the new color options for the Canary. I do like the Canary quite a bit. I have a bunch of different versions because there is a bunch of different options. I didn't break all of them out, but I did break out the fixed blade to show you guys because this is a really good fixed blade. I actually think I'm going to hit my camera a few times during this video. I think this is not only just like an extremely comfortable knife. I like the micarta and everything, full tang, but the shape of it is like it's designed for use. The sheath, very good quality sheath, great push off point. It is only 8 CR, which I know is not that big, you know, that great of a steel. But when you're talking about something like this, something where toughness is going to really play a part and things like that, I don't think that's that bad. This will be very easy to sharpen out in the field. It's going to have a great steel. It's going to have plenty of toughness, and you know, it's going to have edge retention, right? If you think about some of the other steels we see out there that don't even have nowhere near the edge retention of HR, or at least, you know, some of them have near, but you know what I mean? Like some of the great outdoor steels don't even have good edge retention. So I think that one would be just fine. Now these, I love Tiffany blue. I've really came around to Tiffany blue. I think it has a great look to it, especially when it's matched with certain colors like the black. The blade steel on these is 14C 28N, and the detents are nice and strong. I've already spine whacked the hell out of these because I wanted to see how they were. We had that one recently that failed, but then when I looked at the lock face geometry, I knew why it would fail. It was very obvious. These have very strong detents for a crossbar lock. Now, I know that's because of a couple reasons. One, it's a small knife, right? Number two, the thumb studs are very close to the pivot, which detents or the strength is always requires more when it's very close to the pivot like that and so tight to the scales. But they're relatively easy to get to. They just happen to have a nice pop to them. Like, listen to this. Like if that was a liner lock detent and you heard that, you'd be like, whoa. So, and listen to it, it pop open, nice snap. I can't get a full 4-finger grip, but this is a small knife. G10 scales, reversible, deep carry inset clip with almost flat screws. It's not gonna get in the way. And like I said, it is reversible, and that's a good thing because it is an ambidextrous knife. So why not have, you know, the ability for lefties to get one too by adding a clip, since it is an ambidextrous knife. Some people don't like speed holes. I don't think it's a big deal with a light duty EDC knife like this. However, for a light duty EDC knife, it has a great blade shape for EDC. You're gonna be able to do a lot, and it's nice and slicey, and it's got a very strong lock. So I like the Canary. The only thing I'm gonna really say for complaints is T6s. I wish they were T8s, and then the plunge grind and sharpening tool. Plunge grind and sharpening tool could be better. I don't have much other than that. I did find one more negative that I'm not a fan of. The stop pin winds up hitting right there, that one. It's behind the edge, and it's pretty close. Like, it's in the thick portion, so it would take quite a bit for you to sharpen that all the way out. However, aside from sharpening it out, I don't think that'll wind up being an issue. But I think that a lot of people, after sharpening it a few times, are going to be into this plunge grind, and it's going to make it difficult to hit the apex here. So when you're sharpening, right here is going to be the last place that the apex gets hit with your scratch pattern when you're sharpening. So a lot of people, especially guys like me, you know, that do a lot of sharpening, we'll just cut in our own sharpening notch right there so that we can make sure we're sharpening from here forward and not back here where it winds up getting really thick from that plunge grind and starts looking messy and ugly. But you can't do that with this one. If you do that, you will, you'll interrupt where the stop pin hits. Now there is the crossbar that hits in there too, so I'm not sure how far it would go or how much it would, you know, be a problem. But since they put it there and I see it hitting right there, I gotta call it out. Next is a somewhat of a special piece from QSP. This is the Dolphin, and this Dolphin is in mother of pearl, and it has a complete mirror polish through and through. So the scales and blade. Now, I wish it would have came with a cleaning cloth because it does not. And because it's so polished, that would have been a nice little touch to have a cleaning cloth. And some people don't, have a million knives, like I have tons of cleaning cloths, but some people might not. But I will say that it has a beautiful blade in 14C 28N. It is an absolute mirror polish, and then the handle has this gorgeous mother of pearl, and then it has a stainless steel frame lock that is also polished. So everything is softened, and this inlay of mother of pearl, I cannot tell if there's like a polyurethane over it. I'm guessing it has to have. Yeah, it must have like a polyurethane over the top of it, because I can feel it's so smooth that, mother of pearl has a texture to it. But it's still, you can still see all the colors, all the pinks and blues. It looks gorgeous. And mother of pearl is, it's a shell that, that comes out of the ocean that, it's the inside of a shell. So the knife itself, it has amazing action. That's something, man. QSP's been killing it with their detents, man. This is just, they've really been paying attention to their detents. This has an amazing detent for thumb studs. And because it's polished, I think there's something to a knife that's polished when it snaps open. It has just such a luxurious, pop to it. This does have, it does feel, a bit more premium probably. I don't even know the price tag, so I don't want to say that. I could be lying. But amazing action. Great access to the lock bar. They did a really good job, and especially since this is mirror polished, thank goodness, because they did not polish right there, which is such a good thing, because right there, when you polish those areas, you better give me a lot of lock bar access if you're going to polish it. This one's great. And, being a nice thick or relatively thick frame lock, it feels good in the hand. It has a nice thickness. The lock feels secure. Now it does not, which this is one negative for me, it does not have a clip or a slip. I'm surprised on that, because what are you going to do with this? You're going to throw it down at the bottom of your pocket? Probably not with a mirror finish like this. So I guess you could just buy your own slip, one that'll, that it'll fit, hopefully. I did pull out a CAVOL sheath that has a clip on it. I showed this the other day, and it actually, if you go in face first, it actually goes right in and it hangs on really, really good. And it's just the ass end hanging out where you can easily get to it and flick it out. And it has a clip. So you have a slip with a clip that you could technically use from CAVOL. But it would have been cool if it just came from the factory with a clip option. Now, I do know that they most likely didn't do a clip because of this. Anytime you have a handle that goes from thicker to slimmer and goes this narrow, if you put a clip on there, it is very painful in the hand. They have to be done extremely well in order for that not to happen. But maybe they could have put just a very small, very thin little clip of something though. Anyways, it does come with a little tool for you to take it apart down here, bink, and then a T8 up here in the pivot, and then I believe the thumb studs are T6s. Now, 14C, great steel, love the steel, it's a budget steel, so this is somewhat of like a budget premium knife, I guess. It's not titanium, but it's got somewhat, premium materials, or a little bit of exotic materials with budget-friendly materials, so that's kind of cool. Where's that stop pin land? Not usually a huge fan of stop pins landing down here, but it's landing in the thicker area, so it's not that big of a deal. I love the blade shape. I do think that this has a lot of potential to be actually a great user. Because it cants forward, when you slice, it's going to trap materials, and then also utility cuts, that the tip is aiming at anything you're going to cut. And you have a lot of control because of that arch in your hand. So that is very satisfying. And it not having a clip means that it's going to be comfortable in this grip. All in all, my biggest complaint is just that, I wish it came with a slip or a clip, and then maybe a slip with a clip. How about that? But man, this thumb stud action is so good, man. They have phenomenal detents. Yeah, I like it. I think it's cool. It's not going to be everybody's flavor or taste. Also, another thing is I wish it came with a pocket or a pocket cloth or whatever, a knife cloth, cleaning wipe. But it is pretty cool. And like I said, I do not know the price, so hopefully it's not crazy price. Knowing QSP, it's not going to be. They do a pretty damn good job. There you guys go. Work hard, stay tough. Till next time. Peace.